Hello and welcome friends to this latest video. Today I want to talk about the current situation in the crypto market and what is happening with Bitcoin and where are we headed.
As always, before we start, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take anything I say too seriously. Always do your own research before investing and do not follow what I say, okay? I'm just a regular guy talking about random stuff on YouTube, so please do not take me too seriously because I could be wrong.
So let's as always start with our long-term Bitcoin chart. We know that Bitcoin is rising in a long-term logarithmic channel that is getting flatter and flatter all the time. So where are we at today? This is the Bitcoin liquid index here that has the entire history of Bitcoin since it started trading in July 2010. We can see it's following a nice trend channel, and if we project this trend channel into the future, we can see that in 2027 we will be between a price of 800,000 and $1,725,000. So BTC will converge towards 1 million, right? That is something we all have known for a long while now, that BTC price is appreciating. That is basically Satoshi's vision. He knew that Bitcoin price would appreciate because this is a deflationary asset. So there are only 21 million coins maximum supply. There will never be more than 21 million coins. So Bitcoin by its very nature is a deflationary asset. Okay, so today we are at $54,862 at time of recording, and as always with crypto, until I publish the video you can be very sure that the price has changed again. So I'm really sorry, but crypto is so volatile. When I recorded this video until I edit it and upload it, the price has already changed, so please be aware of that. So now, why is Bitcoin not rising anymore? What is going on? Sebastian, we thought that we would break through the resistances and go through new highs. Well, let's take a look at what's happening, right? Let's go to the daily chart. Let's deactivate the long-term trend channel so that we can see better. So what happened now is, like, we're drawing our Fibonacci retracement and extension levels from the whole move from 65,000 down to the low of 28,656. And what can we see? We can see that we hit the 0.786 Fibonacci level, which is also a very strong resistance level. We went through the 702, which is already very bullish, but now we are bouncing around between the 786 and 702 Fibonacci levels, okay? Which is very nice because actually now the previous resistance, so the 702 level, has actually become support. So what I think will happen, we will be bouncing around for a while between these levels, and then bam, at some point we will go through and go to new highs. How long this period will be, I do not know, no one knows. But it's pretty clear to me that Bitcoin is extremely bullish right now. Now why is it extremely bullish? Because it managed to break through the 702 level, is now resting between the 702 and 786 levels, which is extremely high. So the probability that this is a retracement now is very low. It's vanishingly low, okay? I think this is like a next leg in a continued bull market, which will bring us to over $100,000. How exactly this will look, also no one knows. I personally am inclined, and I talked about this in previous videos, to think that the market cycles are getting longer. I am not of the opinion that we will see the all-time high this year, okay? Like Plan B and some others which think that there's a fixed 4-year cycle. I think there's no fixed 4-year cycle because we don't have enough data points. There was only one time where the cycle length was 4 years, and now from this one time we extrapolated to like every time 4 years. No. And if we look at actually the cycle length, I talked about it in the previous video, the cycles are actually getting longer each time, you know. The 2011 bubble, the 2013 bubble, and then the 2017 bubble, it always was longer for each cycle. The bull market was taking longer and longer. So I think this same stuff is happening again. And I think we will now, I don't know, go higher, maybe to 70 something thousand, then we see a retracement again, then we go higher again, a retracement again, and then the final push at some point in 2022 to 100, I don't know, above 150,000. I'm pretty sure it will be above 150,000, but we do not know how long BTC will require until it gets here to the upper end of this trend channel. You know, we don't know how long this will take. Could take quite a while. So why is BTC now not pumping anymore? Like BTC, hey, what's going on? You know, we have an ETF decision upcoming on the 18th. I thought you were going to pump all the time. Well, okay. First of all, the 786 level is a strong resistance, as we saw, but also we should not forget that the dollar was rising now the last, I don't know, since quite a while, since early September. If we look at the dollar index, it has been rising since early September, okay? So it's doing this megaphone structure. We found that it is doing a megaphone structure. We have talked about it in previous videos already. And in these megaphone structures, either the price breaks to the upside at some point, so it goes through here, but it looks that this is not the case because it got rejected already once here at the upper trend line, and it looks to be rejected a second time. So now, what will happen with the dollar, if we are lucky, and I think we will be lucky, the dollar will go down now again to the support line here of this megaphone, then bounce one more time, and then we go lower. Why? Because, well, look at this here, we have a pretty strong bearish divergence. This top here is a lot higher than this one here. However, if we look at the RSI, the relative strength index, we can see that actually this top here did not even reach the RSI level of this top here, okay? So we have a higher top in the price chart, but we have a lower top in the RSI, we have a bearish divergence. And not only does the dollar display a bearish divergence in the daily chart, but no, it displays a very gigantic bearish divergence in the monthly chart, as we can see here now. So this is a wick of distribution pattern, a very long-term wick of distribution pattern, which the dollar has been doing since 2015. Yes, the dollar has already been in a 6-year wick of distribution pattern, which is just absolutely crazy. So what will happen now, in my opinion, and also, like I forgot to mention, we have here also a very bearish structure because we have here a higher peak, but the RSI is going down, and here the peak has about the same height, but the RSI is going down further. So this is a very bearish pattern. We have a very strong bearish divergence. So I think the dollar will start to break down in the next weeks to months, okay? So if we are lucky, it won't even break upwards through the megaphone as I was fearing. I thought that it would maybe go to 97 or 98 and then we would break down. But as things are looking now, it might get rejected within the megaphone. The megaphone might break down and it might start actually dump already very soon. So the dollar might already start dumping in the coming weeks and break through the megaphone to the downside. What would happen then? Well, I think we go down to about 80. So we will probably go down dollar-wise to this support level here, okay? So to that area. And that probably will be a support area and then it might reverse, or I don't know, but I think it will go certainly down to this area here. And that basically will be a perfect catalyst. This will be the perfect catalyst for our crypto rally, because cryptos are, as we have talked often about on this channel, cryptos are inversely correlated to the dollar. So dollar index goes up, cryptos go down, and vice versa. And cryptos are positively correlated to the stock market on longer time frames. Okay, on short time frames, this is not always the case. Sometimes BTC and the crypto market decouples from the dollar and from the stock market, but on long time frames, this is normally the case. So the dollar will be breaking down, and then we have our nice BTC rally. And how fast this will happen, I cannot tell you, but I really can foresee something like this happening. We are pushing now towards 80,000, then large correction, and then the final push. Or I don't know, it might do another one, and then we might go to these levels here at the upper resistance line here. Or we might even surpass it, I'm not sure. This resistance line has held since, I don't know, since the early days of BTC, since 2010. It has held every time, but we might now even break through it. But I will be always more conservative, okay? So I don't necessarily think that Plan B's target of 288,000 is correct. Even though we wish it would be correct, I'm always more conservative. And I think the upper resistance line here of this trend channel is the correct one. So we are now at 131,000, and in December it will be at 143,000, and it will reach 200,000 in September 2022, and it will reach 300,000 only in August 2023. Okay, so I think the BTC cycle, this cycle, will not go to 288,000 or 300,000 as some diehard fans of Plan B would want to make you believe. I think it will top at around 150,000. Okay, I'm more conservative. I have my reasons to believe this because this channel here, this logarithmic regression channel that I have drawn and shown countless of times, has held time and time again. Okay, so 2011, 2013, 2017, and the next peak in, I don't know, the next months. So we can see we are talking prices of 130,000 to 160, 170,000, and depending on how fast we hit the upper channel, of course. For the total crypto market, this means we saw that the total crypto market is doing its nice cup and handle pattern. You can see it better in the 3-day chart. So basically it's battling this resistance line, and we have a nice cup and handle, and it will soon break through and go to new highs. So what is extremely bullish about Bitcoin and the crypto market currently, and what really convinced me that we are in a bull market and that we are continuing the bull market, is that Bitcoin managed to completely decouple from the dollar for a while. So we can see that on long time scales, Bitcoin is inversely correlated with the dollar, right? So for example, here the dollar goes down, Bitcoin gets the most insane push, but as soon as the dollar goes up again, BTC is in a bear market, okay, with the small exception here, but then it continues going down, and as soon as the dollar sees its largest drop, bam, Bitcoin does a very strong rally. And now the dollar is kind of like sideways-ish, in a sideways-ish movement, Bitcoin also. But what is really making me super bullish right now is that Bitcoin managed to decouple from the dollar in the last month. So the dollar is now trending upwards, but Bitcoin is also trending upwards, which is just absolutely amazing. And as soon as the dollar will start dumping, this means that this rally will really get going, because this, what we have seen until now, is nothing yet. Okay, this is a test pump. This was a test pump. The real pump will begin when the dollar starts going down. So when this will happen, what I was talking about, we will go to at least 80 or the 80 area here. I don't know how fast it will happen, but I assume it will happen very soon. And as soon as this will happen, Bitcoin will start and go berserk, and we are talking prices of 150,000 in this area, you know? Okay, so this makes me super bullish currently. The fact that Bitcoin was pumping the last weeks, even though the dollar was also pumping. This is super strong. This is super bullish. So as soon as the dollar will start going down, we will see the real rally commencing. And for the altcoin market, it is crystal clear that the altcoin market will go absolutely nuts. If we look at XRP, for example, XRP is in a super bullish structure, in a super bullish formation. It's in a rising exponential channel here. It has a very strong resistance line here currently in the weekly chart. As soon as we go through this line here, as soon as it breaks through this line, bam, I think we will go up to the $6 or $7 area. And then probably we'll dump again, do some sideways action, the same way we did it here. And then we go to the final top, and the final top I think will be in the $30 area for XRP. And if we look at the total altcoin market cap, we can clearly see that it's also doing a nice consolidation pattern. It's consolidating in a very high price area, and I think as soon as it will clear this resistance line here, which has been drawn since May 2021, as soon as we break through this resistance line, the altcoin market will also go a lot higher. But the leader is Bitcoin. So why am I talking so much about Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin is the leader of the entire crypto market. And if Bitcoin rises, the whole market rises. But if Bitcoin falls, the whole market falls. That's just how the market works. So I'm always first talking about Bitcoin. and then we can look at some other cryptos. But Bitcoin is always the leader, so it doesn't make sense, for example, to only look at some specific altcoins and not look at what Bitcoin is doing. But as I said, the fact that the dollar is rising and Bitcoin is rising at the same time makes me extremely bullish, extremely optimistic. And as soon as the dollar will start dumping in the coming weeks, then the real fireworks will begin, okay? The real fireworks. And this for me changes everything, that Bitcoin in the last weeks was pumping despite the dollar pumping. That is super strong and super bullish, and I'm confident that we will go above 100,000 in the coming months. So friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching and see you next time.